What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. This is going to be part 2 in the video series, StreetSmart Edge Newsfeed. This video we're going to be walking through and I'm going to be showing you guys all the great features that StreetSmart Edge trading platform by Charles Schwab has in its custom newsfeed. I think this video is going to surprise a lot of viewers. The newsfeed with StreetSmart Edge is very underrated. There's all kinds of tools just in the newsfeed and so many news sources. So let's stop wasting time, jump into the video. All I ask, guys, is do me one huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Every single one of you guys count. I am slowly approaching the 1,000 mark for subscriptions. I help you guys out. Help me out by achieving my goal of getting over 1,000 subscribers. I will greatly appreciate it and thank you all. Let's jump into the video. This is the StreetSmart Edge news app. I have it enlarged on my screen. How you access the news feed in StreetSmart Edge. At the top right of your screen, when you have the platform up and running, you'd click on the launch tools and you go down to the research and analyze section and you click on this news right here. And it'll open one up for you on the top left here. It's gonna look different from the way I have it set up because I went through and I customized all the colors to make it look better. But this is how it normally looks once you start it up. If you want to go through and customize the font, the size of the font, and the color, all you simply have to do is right click on the news stream and it'll open up a list of options that you can do. At the very bottom, you have help for the news, and it'll open up the web browser and give you instructions on how to use the news app in the StreetSmart Edge platform. Next, you have the font. If we click on the font, we can change the style of the font so we can read it better, just like you can in word processor or Microsoft Word. So let's just change it to Gothic. And we can also adjust the size of the font. We can make it smaller or we can make it larger. Let's bump the font up to 20. That's a bit too big. We'll go down to 15. And also, if you want to make the font bold, and I always have a tough time saying this word. I think it's pronounced ithalic, but you have that option as well. You have a box right here. If you have multiple charts open up with other news feeds and you want all the news feeds to look the same, check this box right here and it'll apply these settings to all your news feeds. For me, I just use one basic news feed, so I'm going to leave this box unchecked. When you're done, click OK to save it. Then we're going to right click again, and next we're going to go to colors. Here in the colors, we get to customize the background, the font color. When we highlight a section in the news article, what color we want it to be. This is how I customized my news feed. I put in the black background with yellow font. To me, black and yellow is just more easier on the eyes and easier to read for me. And I will bring up the colors just to show you guys in case you're interested and want to copy the same color format as me. My row background is black. My font is yellow. My reading pane background is black, which is this background all right here. My grid lines are a dark blue. We can change that to a different color. We could change it to orange. And then our row highlight is purple. I can even change that if I want to. Actually, we'll change it back to purple. I like that better. But that's going through all the customization that you can do with the StreetSmart Edge news app. Next, we'll right click again. And now we're going to go to the news provider settings. It opens up the general settings just like if you were to go into account settings for the entire platform, the news has its own settings. And I wanted to show this to you guys. This is a list of all the news sources that StreetSmart Edge uses with their news feed. A big, huge list from all different types of news sources to get you the latest and the greatest news that may affect the market. Now, I've used other trading platforms in the past that had news feeds. Thinkorswim, E-Trade, Stocks to Trade. Hands down, StreetSmart Edge is the best news feed I've ever came across. And this is why I use this trading platform. Every trading platform out there is going to have its ups and downs. Every trader is different, and every trader has different needs. For me, as a trader, I want a trading platform that has a great news feed and has great charts, and charts that I can draw technical analysis, trend lines, support and resistance lines. This is why I love StreetSmart Edge so much. Back to the newsfeed with StreetSmart Edge, hands down, I have not come across a trading platform with a better newsfeed than StreetSmart Edge. One of the top news feeds out there is Equity Feed and Benzinga. My opinion personally, StreetSmart Edge and their news feed is right up there with Equity Feed and Benzinga. And the best part about it is the StreetSmart Edge news feed is absolutely free. Out of this whole news list right here, there's only one box that's not checked, and that's the IB Investor Incorporated FX Wire Pro. To access this, I believe you got to go to the website, sign up for a subscription, and then you can get access to it. But the news feed with StreetSmart Edge is already so great. I wouldn't really see that as necessary to do that. So let's get into what this news feed can do. At the top left, you see that we have 4 tabs right here. We have breaking news, spy news, News Watch, and briefing.com. And before I forget, there's one thing I want to point out real quick. When you have charts up, if you've watched my first video, part 1, on the charts tutorial, remember when I said make sure, or if you want to link all your charts together? With the newsfeed app right here, we have the same thing where we can link the newsfeed to a chart or a stock that we're looking at. So for an example, if we link up our chart with our newsfeed and we're looking at a stock like, let's say, Facebook, every single time you load up Facebook stock on a chart, it'll sync it with the newsfeed and it'll pull up all the news, recent and all the news it's previously released on the newsfeed, just by linking the newsfeed up with the chart. So back to the tabs. We got breaking news with our first tab. Breaking news from all the news sources that I've shown you from that list, real time. And maybe we can see this update real time as I'm making this video. And it even updates over the weekend as well. So anytime any of those news sources releases breaking news, it'll post it right here real time. So that's great if you're in the market real time trading. If you have this breaking news tab up and running, whenever there's a new breaking news article that comes out, it'll hit the news feed right here. And it has it time stamped right here on the left. The next tab is Facebook news. So any stock that you're looking up, like I just previously said, present and past news will pop up all right here. The next tab is News Watch. Now, News Watch, I'll get more into detail about this later in the video, but this is a really, really cool section that they have set up. Let's say you're the type of trader or an investor that only likes to follow oil and gold. You can go through and select news sources that only track oil and gold, and it'll post it all right here for you. So whenever there's breaking news about oil or gas every single day, it'll post it all right here. And like I said, we'll go over more in detail in a second. I just want to continue going over these tabs real quick with you guys. And then the final tab that we have here is the briefing.com. The briefing.com is a big news source for finance and investing and in business. And it requires a subscription to the actual website. But with StreetSmart Edge, and if you have an open account with Charles Schwab, it's free. So whenever briefing.com posts a new article, it'll post it right down below, all right here, along with the timestamp. And then they have a section, briefing.com commentary. Right here, you have your daily sector wrap, your stock market update, tech stocks, story stocks, short stories, in play. All kinds of different categories you can choose from and go through with the briefing.com tab. Very useful for generating ideas and seeing what's going on in the stock market. The StreetSmart Edge newsfeed is very, 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 very underestimated, and I hear nobody ever talking about the StreetSmart Edge newsfeed. It is a very underrated, powerful tool, and it's absolutely free. All you have to do is open an account with Charles Schwab, download the platform either on your desktop, or they have it to where you can have the platform in a cloud. I'm a huge fan of StreetSmart Edge, in case you guys haven't noticed. And when you look up StreetSmart Edge videos, you guys don't really find many StreetSmart Edge videos. And if you do, they're really old, from 8-10 years ago. So I thought I'd get it going and make a bunch of videos for you guys, because this is a very great platform. It really is. In my eyes, StreetSmart Edge blows Thinkorswim out of the water. The only thing Thinkorswim has on StreetSmart Edge, Thinkorswim, you can get more into detail about creating custom scripts and customizing more with Thinkorswim. And Thinkorswim has on demand, so you can go back in time and look at price action. Like if you were to DVR a TV show or a movie, you can go back and rewatch price action on a stock or a security. But let's go back to the first tab here, the breaking news tab. And what's great about the news feed with StreetSmart Edge, they have all kinds of little things that you can do with every single tab. So with the breaking news tab here, it's putting out breaking news as it comes out from different news sources. Let's say you're the type of trader that likes to look for keywords. Words like contract winners, earnings winners, reverse splits, a big investor. Well, if there's a big, huge, long list of breaking news, instead of going through that big, long list and looking for what you want to look for, they have it set up to where you can look for keywords. They have one right here. If you want to look up a keyword like oil, once you find the news article that catches your eye, and when you click on the article, it gives you this big, huge article to read through right here. If you want to quickly look for keywords, for an example, oil. I type in oil here on the search bar, and it found one match of oil in this big article, and you can't really see it, but it's supposed to highlight the words, the keywords that you're looking for. And then they have another way you can look for keywords. There's another tab right here. And if you had a big long list of keywords you want to look for, click this box right here, look for keywords, and you have 3 options you can choose from to look for your keywords. In headlines or stories, in headlines only, and stories only. You can only check one at a time. I wish you could check all 3 of them. Paste in or type in all your keywords and then click OK. and then it'll run through and it'll search for your keywords. Again, let's look for oil and headlines. Click OK, and it gives me 3 headlines right here with the search results, oil. Alright, now we're going to go to the second tab here, which is the news tab. This is currently saying Facebook news, but this is the news for any security, ETF, or index that you're looking at. This is where all the press releases and the news will be at. If you want to go back in time and see when companies put out specific news, they have 2 calendars right here. You can go back in time. It looks like you can only go back 2 months when looking up news releases on a specific stock. But if you had a specific time frame you wanted to go back to, you can easily do that right here with these 2 calendars. Once you find your 2 dates, click the go button and it'll pull up the specific dates if the stock released any news during that time period you've selected. And they also have a time frame right here. You click on this time frame, you can look at the news that was all released just today only, the last 24 hours, and the custom. I usually keep it on custom, and I go back as far as I can, pick the date, and then all the way to the present date, and click go. That way, whenever I load up a stock, an ETF, or an index, I can quickly run through the history real quick and just read the headlines to see if there was anything dramatic or if a stock is putting news out over and over and over again. Alright, we're going to move on to the third tab here, which is News Watch. Now this is the tab I was talking about earlier that you can kind of mess with a little bit if you're interested in a specific area like gold or oil or just ETFs. And I'm about to show you guys. They have this Ed News Watch tab right here. Click on that and it's going to load up this box for us to go through. This is where we get to customize this News Watch. I wish I could make it bigger for you guys so you could see, but I can't do that. So I hope you guys are able to view this. I'll try putting it right here so we can go through and look at this. So if you had a list of specific stocks that you want to track all the news that it always puts out, enter in all the symbols right here and click add, and it'll add it to a list. And whenever you click on this News Watch tab, it'll pull up all the news for the companies that you're looking at. If you're a long-term holder in Apple, Facebook, Tesla, just for an example, and you always want to know if there's news that's put out on those stocks, input those stocks into right here, add it to your list. That way in the future, whenever you're in the markets, all you simply got to do is click over to the News Watch tab and see if there was any news released for your longer term or your swing trade stocks that could affect the price. That way you don't have to manually go in and type in and look at every single one and run through the news. It's just a way StreetSmart Edge is trying to make it easier. Or if you had a specific watch list of stocks, ETFs, or index, this select watch list right here, if you had a watch list of stocks that you always like to keep an eye on, you could select it here in the Ed News Watch and it'll compile your watch list with the news. That way, on that watch list, if there's ever a company that puts news out, it'll pop it up on the News Watch tab. Select your watch list and click Add, just like you would with all the symbols that you've added. Alright, now the last part of this that I want to go over, and this is a pretty cool one here. You can filter the news by codes and categories. And this is going back to when I was saying if you're into oil stocks, gold stocks, if you're into stocks that are related to sporting events, food products, car parts, weather, you can do that by selecting any of these categories here. So if we go through a list, we can see that there's interest rates, federal fund rates, economic news, insider buys, insider trading, insider selling, stock splits, all kinds of them, guys. Contracts, new products, partnerships. It's kind of like a keyword filter for this news feed. Go through this big, huge list here. See, look at they have everything. NHL ice hockey, NFL American football, US government news. There's all kinds in this huge list. Go through it, pick out any key topics or key words that you want to personally look for, or your trading strategy is revolved around you only like trading gold or oil. Select anything that is related to the specific thing that you're looking for, just to filter out the rest of the noise. And it makes it easier for you to track news. Select what you want, click add code, and it'll add it to your list of everything that you're tracking right here on the left. And then once you're done, click OK, and it'll all pop up right here in the news watch. And then every day or every morning when you fire this platform up, go through all your tabs, read through all the news, and it's all set up for you guys. And to save it all as well, go to your main screen where you see File, Settings, Schwab.com, and Help. Anytime I do something new or create or add something in StreetSmart Edge, I always go into File and I go to Save As. And I always save my layouts and my settings. And I'll save them to both, to the Schwab server, and I'll save it to my local file. I'll save it on my desktop. That way, if anything was to ever happen, I have them saved on both. Save to Schwab server, it'll save it, and then I'll go right back into File, go to Save As, and then I'll save it to local file. And I have a custom file on my desktop where I save everything to with StreetSmart Edge. And this is how I have the news streamer set up normally when I'm in the market hours. I have it right up here at the top left. And whenever I'm looking at a specific stock on a chart and I see something that I want, for an example, we'll go to MBOT. It'll load it up here on the chart, and it'll load up the news here because I have it linked right here, and I have it linked right here. And then I also have a daily of the S&P 500 up right here. I have my watch list all right here. I have my screener, and then I have the company information all right here, so I can just real quickly see the market cap, the shares outstanding, and the total float held by institutions, and just a quick run through of the company and what it does, a description. And again, here's my news feed up here at the top left. And if I need to make it bigger to see more in depth of it, I'll just double click to bring it up bigger and go through the news if I need to. Make it smaller again. Same thing with the summary here. Double click the bar, the blue bar on it, or click the enlarge maximum box, or click the maximize box here to open it up bigger, just to run through and see what I need to see to break down the security or the ETF or the index, and then make it smaller again. And that's going to wrap it up for this part 2 video of the StreetSmart Edge newsfeed. If you guys have any questions on any topic that I went over in this video, leave a comment down below and I will get back to you guys as soon as possible with an answer. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. It lets me know you guys are liking the content that I'm putting out. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and join the Trading Learning 101 community where we all grow as traders. Or if you're just here for the StreetSmart Edge videos, for this little series that I'm making, hit that subscribe button, and anytime I put a new video out related to StreetSmart Edge and Charles Schwab and the trading platform, you will get the video. That's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. Until next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, 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 everybody. All right, later. Another thing I want to point out with the news feed, they also put out SEC filings. Form 6K, Form SC13G, Form 4, 10Qs with ticker symbol COE. They put out a SC13G. Whenever StreetSmart Edge in the newsfeed puts out SEC forms, they'll give you a link directly to the SEC filing. Click on the direct link. It'll open up your web browser. It'll give you the SEC filing for you to go through. Here's one example, and then I'll go to the 6K, same thing. It'll give you the date it was filed on, September 10th, 2019, with the link right here. Click on the link, and it will open up the SEC filing right here for you. And here's another example with the ticker symbol Microsoft, MSFT. On September 6th, the company came out with the Form 4, which is an insider transaction. It was filed on September 6th. And here's a link directly to the SEC filing. Opens it right up for us. That's what I really like about the StreetSmart Edge platform. It's just another tool that makes my job easier as a trader. So I can easily just search through the news real quick, find what I need to find, and it has a link to take me right where I want to go. Instead of going to the sec.gov or nasdaq.com and manually searching for SEC filings. This is going back to when I was saying every trading platform out there, whether it be Thinkorswim, E-Trade, Centerpoint Securities, Speed Trader, every trading platform is going to have its ups and downs. And it's all about figuring out who you are as a trader and what you like to look for and what you need in a platform that makes your job easier. Another thing you'll see on the newsfeed that I like as well, you're going to have to keep an eye out for it, but if there's ever any order imbalances on the buy or sell side, it'll tell you that also in the newsfeed. Here's an example right here on ticker symbol BE. On August 26, 2019, on the New York Stock Exchange, let me make this bigger, NYSE order imbalance, 51,281 shares on the buy side, and another order imbalance here the next day on the 27th of 67,534 shares on the buy side. Another order imbalance right here on the buy side on the 13th. So just another feature I wanted to point out and show you guys.
The most valuable commodity I know of is information.